Hi, I'm Jasmine, the sequel, and I am not relatable. Okay, so first some housekeeping business. How is this lighting? Let me know. I have a pseudo ring light situation set up behind my camera, and I'm hoping that this does a good job. I have some natural lighting as well from a window I have close by, but that doesn't really impact anything too much. And I have a ceiling light, and that kind of, I don't know, I feel like it washes me out, makes me look a little bit yellow. So let me know if you guys like this new lighting or not. Second bit of housekeeping news is I wanted to announce kind of my official quote unquote schedule. I will be doing Monday to Friday videos, and then I will be taking a break Saturday, Sunday, and then back again the week after, following now, I guess. Just wanted to make it official, wanted to put it out there. I think I've been posting occasionally on the weekends as well, but it gets a little overwhelming. And then I'll do a Tuesday and like Monday, Tuesday will be a catch-up video for Chantal and or Amberlynn, depending on who posts, because I think after Vlogtober, Chantal's probably not going to be doing videos daily either. So that's sort of the schedule going forward. As stuff changes, I will of course update you guys. Okay, I've tried to get my partner to stop playing music, so if you guys can hear that in the background, I apologize, doing the best here. Now, with those two bits of news out of the way, this video is a react to Chantal's days 9 through 11 of Vlogtober, or Mooktober, whatever you want to call it. Before this video technically really even starts, I just want to let you guys know I'm aware of the fact that she is trolling right now between the thumbnail and calling it a Mooktober, and I know that she's doing this as reaction bait. But that being said, I mean, I'm going to comment on it if I want to. That's my right as a reactor. And the video is, you know, it's semi-interesting, kind of. I'm going to cut out a lot of her eating because mostly it's kind of gross. But I think this is the video I'm going to do the most amount of talking about in particular. And then in sequential order, I have less and less things to say because they get less and less interesting somehow.
Hey guys, hey! You want to say hi?
Sure.
It's been a while.
All right, her green screen apparently is down. I understand that. But what I don't get is why she didn't refilm it. I mean, she doesn't have a lot to do. There's not a lot going on in her life. She said that most things are shut down because of COVID. So she can just redo it. And I'm going to assume she's going to eat about half of that pasta that she's made for herself, because that's kind of what she ate when she made the Simply Sarah dish, and that casserole dish looked about the same size. So she's still going to have half of that left over. Why doesn't she replate it into a separate plate, make a couple more sausages, and then refilm the mukbang at a slightly later date or a slightly later time once she's got her green screen going? I don't understand. I mean, I get that it sucks to have wasted footage, but goddamn girl, this is your job.
Hi.
By the way, I do something new to Sam. Did I already tell you guys this? I put a fork towards his bum. I go, medium rare. And I have a new saying also, because it's getting colder out and he's been wanting to go out at night when it's really cold. So I go,
No, it's freezing. You can't go out, Sam. It's freezing.
Anyway, I'm gonna go get the last of the goshis out of the car.
oh yeah, thank you. I brought in what I could and then I started cooking and I completely forgot about them. So thanks for your help. Plus I bought the lightweight litter, but there's still some heavy things.
Why is Pete's bringing her groceries in? And did he just call them goshis? What? Have I fallen through a trap door and ended up in like a different world where this sort of thing is acceptable? Or are they maybe like shared groceries? That would make sense, right? Like she goes shopping and then he brings everything in if they're shared groceries, right? I mean, my partner helps me do that, but then we're romantic partners and also share a dwelling for romantic reasons. So maybe that's just different. I don't know. And I know I say this in every video, but this is not funny, and just please cut it out. Your and Pete's interaction when Pete's is not on screen and part of a mukbang or vlogtober or whatever you want to call it, it's just not entertaining. It's super freaking boring and it's super freaking annoying. Cut it out, please, Chantal. I'm begging you, cut it out. And what I don't get is why she feels the need to tell us. She's like, oh, I have another saying and I do this new thing. They're not I don't know. They don't seem that interesting to me. They don't seem quirky or funny or entertaining. They just seem weird. And maybe she could get away with like actually showing her do that, you know, like poking or pointing at Sam's butt or whatever. And maybe she could get away with that, and that would be a little bit more entertaining. But just describing the act to us is like, it's just not funny at all. It sounds very much like someone trying very hard to get people to be like, oh my God, isn't she so funny? Isn't she so quirky? That's like really strongly the vibe it gives me.
Oh.
Did you get any crunchies for my team, Kim?
Oh, crap. I keep forgetting. I'll go tomorrow. Yeah. You can use, there's a bag under there.
Yeah, I'll need to, I need
to use
get
it?
some Goshis tomorrow anyway.
Yeah, we need to go back, yeah, for your stuff.
So they're not shared groceries because apparently Pete's has to go get his own groceries with Chantal tomorrow. So why is Pete's bringing in her groceries? Why can't she do that herself? I mean, I can understand if she can't lift like, you know, a 25-pound bag of stuff, but she said that there's only a few things in there that are heavy, right? There were stuff in there that wasn't heavy. Why didn't she bring that in? And another thing, once more, she can cut all of this out, but the reason I think that she hasn't cut all of it out is laziness. I think she's just doing this as a one take. She's just going to film the whole thing, and then she's going to, you know, cut the beginning out, cut the ending out a little bit, tack on her intro and outro, and then she's just going to post it. And that honestly is the vibe that it gives me right now. She's not really filming a one-take shot because she thinks that, well, she doesn't want to do, you know, cuts and stuff. I know people who have the videos like that. They don't want to put a lot of cuts in the middle of the video. One-take shots, you're getting like the whole stream of consciousness, and it's got a very polished and finished edge to it if you've got a script and you're doing all of that. But she's not doing any of this. She's got a bunch of really stupid things in there. I think there was a video, the last vlog that she did where she goes, you know, she forgets to say, hey guys, hey, how are you? And then she's like, oh no, and then she says it. Why didn't you just cut that all out and then just say your intro and then continue filming? Because she doesn't want to edit. Editing can be hard. Editing can be difficult. And more importantly, editing can be time consuming. And Chantal likes to expend the least amount of energy possible to get the most amount of money. And sadly, YouTube has rewarded her, so she feels that she's justified in her lack of effort.
Okay, so what I have here is I made some pumpkin alfredo. This is a 5-ingredient pumpkin alfredo. I'll put the recipe below in the description. And it's basically just garlic, heavy whipping cream, 5 cloves of garlic, very garlicky, 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm using fresh fettuccine, so it's like egg noodles, and half a cup of Parmesan. So, yeah, that's about it. And here we have 2 cheese sausages. I love these sausages. Oh, and this smells amazing. So I also garnished with fresh sage.
Yeah. Yeah, Gatorade was heavy.
Quit exaggerating.
I'm not in that bad shape. Not far off, but not quite.
Aesthetically, her food doesn't look too bad. It looks like a pot of creamy pasta, which I think would be fine if it wasn't for the fact that she didn't have a gallbladder. Given that I know that she doesn't have a gallbladder, it really makes me feel like it's like a stomach ache waiting to happen, right? There's like a cup and a half or something like that of cream, heavy cream in there. I'll throw up the recipe that she put up on Instagram for it. But that is just so much fat. So much fat for someone who does not have a gallbladder. She cannot digest this well. And so she's just gonna be in the bathroom, and that's the only image I have in my head of her eating this pasta and then immediately just sitting there on the bathroom for hours and hours on end. So it seems so unappetizing to me. And she's not even doing a good job of describing anything to us. She's not giving us anything beyond the fact that it's apparently creamy and so good. What does the pasta taste like? What complexity does the pumpkin bring to it? Did you maybe brown the butter? Did you fry up a little bit of sage to have a little crispy sage leaf on top? Nothing. I don't get any of that from her. It's like so upsetting when she claims to be, I know I harp on this a lot. I'm not a foodie. I've always said this. I've got a palate like a cow's behind, in the wise words of Chef Ramsay. But I can appreciate good food, and I am a cooking enthusiast, so I do know kind of how stuff should kind of taste. And you can tell that she didn't even taste her food while she was cooking it, because she's adding salt to the top of it. She cooked this. This is not something she brought in from outside where you know they like regularly undersalt their food. She made this, tried nothing, threw it into the pot, and then she's like, oh, this definitely needs more salt. Like, girl, what?
Okay, so let me give you a beauty bite first before anything. Poor Pete. He does the more physical stuff. I do the cooking and cleaning. Beauty bite. You sure you don't want to try some?
I'm fine. But thanks.
It tastes cheesy, but there's Parmesan. The pumpkin just adds a level of creamy.
First, you already ate some. First before anything can't come after you've already ate some. That's just how that works. That doesn't make any sense. You already took a bite. You are now doing a beauty bite significantly later, which I don't know if that means anything. It just seems lazy to me, again, and upsetting. It also kind of shows me that she doesn't particularly care about the fact that the camera is rolling and she's eating for the camera. She's eating, and the camera happens to be there. Her primary focus right now is, how can I shove the most amount of food into my mouth? That's why she couldn't even wait for us to have that beauty bite before she really started digging in with gusto. She's like, eat first, camera later. Ah, yes, the descriptor of creamy. Again, will we ever get another descriptive word when it comes to any kind of sauce? I don't know, guys. I'm really beginning to lose hope here. I was actually wondering if you guys would be interested in seeing a video of me cooking something fall slash, like autumnal, something autumnal. And it could be maybe something Halloween-y or not. I will post, of course, the recipe and stuff, but it'll just be like a very brief intro of me making the dish. And then I'll be eating that dish, a reasonable portion of it, while reacting to Chantal. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that, or just the recipe, or just reacting to Chantal by itself. Just leave me comments down below if you guys have a preference. I highly doubt there's any amount of actual cleaning going on. Given the state of the fact that there's still boxes sitting in the living room, I think both of them are just filthy, messy, and gross. I don't think either one of them particularly cares about cleaning. From what I've seen, neither one of them has a very strong sense of hygiene. All right, sage is actually a great complement to pumpkin. It works very, very well, especially if you do a little bit of a brown butter thing happening. If you can, and you want a fancier kind of, fall dish, or you're trying to make a fancy date night at home or whatever, get some pumpkin ravioli, boil it up, take a little bit of butter, brown the butter, not foaming, low heat. You want to toast those little, the milk solids at the bottom, and let the butter get a little bit nutty. Add a little bit of sage, pour it into your ravioli when it's pretty much done. I don't like my ravioli al dente. I like especially ravioli, I want it to be softer. Add that, fry a little bit of sage up in the remaining butter that you have in the pan. Get that nice and crispy. Add that to your ravioli. Mix it, salt, black pepper, that's it. You don't even need anything else. That's going to be so good. Now, if you really do want something, you want another additional flavor, you like a little bit of spice, I also really highly recommend throwing a little bit of crushed red pepper in there. Ooh, so good. Best quote unquote fancy food that you...
But I wanted to have my own place. So creamy. I asked my friends, I had a good friend, and her mom had a boyfriend that she was staying with, a new boyfriend that she was staying with all the time. And she said, if you want, my lease is not up yet, so if you want to rent out my apartment, I'll rent it to you for a discount price to help you out. And I'm never there. I come in once in a while, which she did come in at least probably once a day, but I didn't mind because I liked her and I liked the company. That was a total leech.
Okay, 2 more points about this video. First, she mentions the fact that she was a total leech in college, right? Girl, you're still a leech. It's just not about money anymore, right? You're an emotional leech. You are still leeching off of Pete's to do all of your work for you around the house. You're still leeching off of your mom to buy you clothes. You're still leeching off of people in your life. You're just not doing it for stuff anymore because YouTube has once more given you an avenue that you've monetized your eating addiction, and now you can support yourself through that monetization. But that doesn't mean you're not a leech.
It's probably like 9 p.m., 9:30 right now. Yeah, about 9:30. And the last time I ate was probably, it's been about 24 hours since I've eaten anything. No joke. So, and I wasn't even like super hungry at all. I don't know. Just been feeling different lately. I've changed up some medications I'm on. Maybe that's like stunting my appetite.
And 2, she said she's changed up her medication and it might be stunting her appetite. She says this as she's sitting there eating 2 giant sausages and like half of a casserole dish of pasta with butter and cream and cheese and all of that inside of it. What stunting, ma'am? I have no idea what she means. Maybe, you know what it could mean? It could just mean that rather than feeling depressed and eating out of depression, maybe her medication really is helping and she's feeling none of that psychological hunger anymore, and it's just physical hunger. Now, given the fact that she eats so much regularly, her physical hunger is going to be a lot larger than our physical hunger. That said, I don't think she's doing anything with that reduction in emotional appetite. I think she's still like stuffing herself as much as she possibly can because she's like, well, I can eat this much, so I should eat this much. That's it for this video. She mentioned some stuff about potentially getting a colonoscopy. I'm not all that interested in any of that talk. For one thing, colonoscopies can be kind of traumatic and gross if you ever want to take a look at YouTube, medical YouTube, for any of that. And more importantly, I don't think we're ever going to get an update after she does that. We never got an update on her bone density stuff, and I don't think she necessarily has to put any of it online. It just upsets me when she like baits her health and then doesn't give us update because it tends to get people worried. Either way, I don't care as of right now. Until we get results and we know a little bit more, it's just another test that she's mentioned that we might not ever hear about again. Next.
Okay, do you want to say, hey guys, hey guys, hey, how are you? How are you?
No, that's your thing.
Hey guys, hey, how are you? How are you?
Hi.
So today we are going to a pumpkin, it's like a pumpkin patch, but they sell pumpkins, basically, and I really want to get some fudge, so that's why I'm going. I need to do something kind of fall, Halloweenish for you guys. Octoberish. So, anyways, without further ado, let's get to.
Yes! Finally, a vlog, a real true vlog. I am actually really excited. First of all, I love me a good pumpkin patch. I love the whole experience of them. I love the smell of them. I like going to pick out my own pumpkins. I like doing hay rides. Before COVID, I liked going apple picking. I loved like just going through the maze. I don't know. I love the whole experience of it. I'm not a big fan of petting zoos, but that's mostly just because like I am scared of almost all animals. So I don't like petting zoos. But other than that, I love like everything about pumpkin patches. I'm here for this content. She is looking hella rough though. Her face looks very swollen. She's got a lot of redness happening and it genuinely looks like she hasn't slept all that well. And I think she just kind of got up, threw on clothes and then left. She doesn't look like she's had any makeup on really other than some lip gloss and maybe just the lightest amount of concealer right underneath her eyes because that color right here is significantly different to the rest of her face and maybe a little bit of like eyeliner or something. Either way, she's not looking very cute right now. My personal bet for why she's looking so rough and why she probably hasn't had any sleep last night is that Alfredo. Like I said, Chantal doesn't have a gallbladder. Probably sat the whole night on the toilet pooping. I'm sorry to have to say that and for you to have to think it, but if I had to think it, so should you. She sat there and she pooped her brains out the whole night because of the sheer amount of fat in that dish.
All right, guys. Here we are. I see
Anamore Orchard.
I see some pumpkins.
Acres of Terror.
Yeah.
That's what they have on their sign.
Yeah, we're not going to be doing that though, but...
Oh, why not? I would have thought that would have been right up her alley. That sounds like something she would have enjoyed.
We're just going to go check out here. You want your picture taken with the pumpkins over there?
Pass. Like I have a choice.
You're doing it! If you want to eat tonight.
I stand behind my previous comments. She's sounding more and more like Howard's mom from The Big Bang Theory.
And in the name of the moon, she will punish you.
Bring it, Sailor Moon. Are we going to pick out a pumpkin?
I guess.
I don't think anyone would want that brown one over there. We should get it.
Poor unwanted pumpkin.
Is it moldy?
Doubt it.
Enter.
Yeah, I think it's just dirt on these pumpkins.
Okay.
Though some of them are just underripe.
All the different kind of apples. That's a lot of apples.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I want to try? These little apples. I think I'm going to get some.
The hair sticks to everything but the cat.
I know. Look at the different fudges.
It's kind of like like what's the pink that's
Yum.
Yes, it has, yeah. Okay.
I see candy corn fudge. Yuck. Oh, it's on. Can you see pumpkins?
Yep.
Okay. Hey guys. Can't get peace in there unless he leans in. My mouth is dry.
Wow, her breathing was just so bad. It was so bad. It was a very short clip. She was out of breath the whole time. The camera was wobbling like this and like this the entire time because of she waddles when she moves, right? It was so bad, you guys. It's awful. That's why her mouth is dry too, because when you're breathing that hard and it's warm outside, it can be hard to breathe in through your nose. So you breathe in through your mouth, and when you do that, your mouth and your throat gets dry. And on top of all of that, you know, she's not wearing a mask, you know, so who knows what else has irritated her. There's a lot of hay around. She could have like pollen hay allergies too.
Hi.
So I got a lot of fudge. I got different kinds. Caramel bar, peanut butter, score bar. So I'm going to try a little piece of each for you right now. I'm going to freeze the rest for my little get together. Oh my God.
That is a shit ton of fudge. And I genuinely mean that because fudge also has a lot of fat in it. So she's probably going to be pooping again after eating that. No matter what she says to you, she's not freezing that. She's going to eat all of that pretty much, I'm sure, by herself. I don't understand why this girl does stuff like that to herself. She really wanted fudge. She could have just gotten like one tiny square or two tiny squares of it and just been like, okay, this is good. I got to try it. She got so much fudge. She's going to eat all of that herself. Meanwhile, she's sitting there, her face so red from having to do the minimal amount of walking and her body still out of breath. She's been sitting in the car now for a little bit and it still hasn't regulated from walking, I'm going to guess, less than a block. This is self-sabotage at its worst.
But I will try an apple. These little apples, I don't know what they're called. They're wet. And I'm just going to rub it on my pants and try it. They're not juicy. They're fuzzy. Like the inside is like the consistency of mashed potatoes.
Mealy. The word that Chantal is looking for is that apple is mealy. It's mealy and it might be dry on the inside as well, which sounds weird given that it's a fruit, but it can happen. I am not a fan of apples. I will say this loud and proud. I don't really like apples very much. Given that I come from a family of doctors, that's pretty much understandable. If I had to pick an apple that I do like, it would be Granny Smith. They're great for baking because they're very tart and they're pretty firm, so they hold their shape well when you cook them. And I like a tartar apple. What can I say?
But now we have some errands.
Got a brief amount of video.
Not much. Because
turns out there's not actually a whole lot to do here during the day.
Yeah. The lady said it's like at night there's acres of terror. Like we saw mazes. I'm like, ooh, let's, go check it out. And she's like, that's for the nighttime. Which, because of COVID, you have to book in advance online. So, kind of sucks. But.
Okay, here's the thing. I understand that because of COVID, they probably have to book in advance, right? We've got some areas around us, some activities that we've gone to do, and they all need to be booked in advance. I've got a few friends of mine who wanted to go to the zoo, and they literally had to book it like 2 or 3 days in advance because you have to pick a time slot. And because they've got such reduced flow, you have to book it a few days out, and then you have to go at that specific time. So you can like walk through the entire place in like one direction and make sure people are really following that, right? She could have done that. If she'd actually planned any of this out, she could have checked a few days in advance, been like, oh, cool, most of the stuff to do here seems to be like kid stuff for the day and then adult stuff at night. Adult stuff is what I want to do. Let me book it. I don't think she did any of that. I mean, not that she could, to be very frank with you. I don't think that she could walk through that much. She can barely walk to and from the gift shop and stuff where the fudge is. I don't think she has the ability to actually walk through acres, it seems, of like haunted whatever attractions. And more importantly, I don't think she actually did any sort of research. I think last night when she was awake after, eating a crap ton of fat and being on the bathroom, she probably was on her phone and she checked and she saw, oh, there is this thing happening. Maybe I can go do that tomorrow. And it looks like they have fudge. Okay, cool. What time do they open? Oh, they open now. Let me just go in the morning and get it over with. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of what she thought.
So the first fudge, I tried the maple bacon with you. So good news is, I can freeze the fudge.
Could we not have Googled that? Does Google not exist in Canada? I don't understand. You could have totally checked, made sure that there was stuff that you could do, and then done those things. She chose not to do that. She chose not to prepare and just show up. And then now she's surprised that, oh my God, there was nothing there for me to do. How would I have known that? Oh, look, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. And I would just like to point out, we're only like 1/3 of the video through, and already we are back home and we're behind her kitchen counter. So I was too excited in the beginning, guys. I'm afraid this might just end up being another mukbang.
So that was delicious. So today is just going to be a quick video. I was kind of bummed that there wasn't more to do. There's no petting zoo because of COVID. The daytime activities are more geared towards children. And then the nighttime, like we didn't reserve tickets or anything for the Acres of Terror thing. So we weren't able to do that. Plus it didn't start already. So I did want to like check out, some of the things that they would have had to do, just walk around a bit more even, but Anyway, so we were confined to the shop and the pumpkin area, which...
Why did you not plan? That's what you said. You said you were... I'm just repeating myself. I'm repeating myself. I'm getting nowhere and I'm repeating myself, and I'm so mad that I was even a little bit excited for this. Why do I do this to myself? What it boils down to is that last night she saw there was a farm nearby, a pumpkin patch, where she could potentially go, and they had fudge. And so she showed up bright and early in the morning, drove a 45 minutes out of the way to go get some fudge, eat it, and then, you know, come back. That's pretty much, sorry, not eat it. She ate some of it there. Now she's bought all the fudge and some cider and some apples, and she's come back home. And Lord knows she hates the apples, so those are going to go away too. So basically, it's just glorified juice and a shit ton of fudge. That's all that she went there for.
Outside of COVID, they do have like picking season where you can pick your own apples. So hopefully next year we could do that. There's just something so nice and like therapeutic about picking your own fruit. And it's good exercise as well, good fresh air. And you can also pick your own berries during berry season. So maybe next year that I'll be able to do that.
Did you see that? Did you guys see that? On screen, I saw that happening, where she just went from being, oh, there's these really cool, fun things that I could do next year, and then realization that, fuck, she couldn't even walk all the way to get the fudge. She won't be able to do any of it. That's, for all the shit that I give her, that's really heartbreaking. If only Chantal could realize that there are actual steps that she can take to remedy her situation.
I'm kind of tired, and with the changing weather, I start feeling a bit run down.
You're right. It's the change in weather and not the fact that this is probably the first time in weeks that you've woken up before 3:30 p.m.
So yeah, this is the jacket. It looks really warm. It's a 5X. 112 Canadian. I don't think it would. I got a discount on it. But I'm gonna show you what it looks like on me. This is the first time I check how it fits, actually. Alright. It looks nice and cozy. I don't need a huge, heavy winter jacket because, oh, look at the cute hood. That's really cute. Oh, it's so soft. It's so soft. Oh, yeah. Let's see if it does up. Better. Jeez. Yeah, it does. Okay. So soft and cozy. I can't remember how much I paid, but it was on, I'm pretty sure it was, I got a discount. Because usually when I see like, hold on.
Okay, the jacket actually looks fine. I think it's a cute jacket. I don't think it's nearly enough for a Canadian winter, which can be pretty frigid. So I don't know. She doesn't really do very much, so I guess she could potentially just be fine, but that also doesn't seem like a good idea, because if Chantal gets sick, she gets hypothermia, she gets a cold, anything like that, she is so much more susceptible to all hosts of infections because of her lower immunity, because of the fact that she's morbidly obese, because it is one of the things that impacts your immune system. And if she has to go to the doctors, that's more chances that she could be exposed to someone who's either asymptomatic or, you know, is actually sick but doesn't know that it's COVID sick. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know. I've never bought a coat that, you know, that is for that large people. I don't know whether they make coats for people that are that large that will protect them against winters that brutal. I don't know how much it costs if they do make it. So I can't even answer that question. It's just that coat just seems inadequate. Well, folks, that's that on that. She blathers on a little bit more about Amazon packages and some very childish stuff that she's bought for a Halloween party that she's still planning on throwing. And honestly, I don't think Chantal understands what the concept of a bubble actually is, because the only people in your bubble are your cats, and Pete's. That's it. Everybody else is outside of your bubble. You should be meeting with your friends. You should be wearing a mask, which she wasn't doing in this video either. You guys know that I have somebody in my life, a really good friend of mine, her dad is currently sick. And the fact that this is just, it's so freaking upsetting. It's so upsetting. She doesn't even seem to realize just how high risk she is for COVID. You know, there are people, perfectly healthy people, who are currently dying in a hospital somewhere. And she doesn't seem to realize that if she gets sick, she's at such high risk of this. Her breathing is already so terrible, yet she continues to go out, continues to get fast food at every opportunity, continues to not wear a mask. I don't know what to say to her. All I can say is I pray that she doesn't get sick. Next.
All right, so today we have McDonald's.
I hate McDonald's mukbangs, particularly because she has a weird fascination with the Big Mac sauce. She tends to dunk everything into it. And I have it on pretty good authority that sauce is mostly just mayo, so that the idea of it makes me feel physically nauseous. I 100% believe that this whole thing is filmed after they went to the pumpkin patch. They probably came home and then Chantal took a nap and then they woke up and they decided to go get some McDonald's, because that's all there is to do in Chantal's life. It's just to eat and then find other things to do, completely surrounded by food. There's no aspect of her life that doesn't revolve around food.
Covered, but
Should we tell your audience about the video you were watching last night?
oh, I posted it on my the colonoscopy fartorama. Peach is gonna film me post.
There'll be work-related parts.
Yeah, I'm like, because after a colonoscopy, they fill your innards with gas, so you gotta let all that gas out. And a lot of people film it because it's funny. And I said, Pete, you gotta be there to film my post-colonoscopy experience. I said, and if the doctor says to you, I'm sorry, you're not allowed in, sir, you have to look at her and say, or him and say,
It's for her job.
It's incredibly gross to be filming your post-colonoscopy experience, but also I'm genuinely curious if that's a HIPAA violation or not. I don't know what the laws are in Canada regarding patient privacy, but here in the United States, that kind of thing would definitely violate laws, especially on the part of the doctor. I don't think they would allow it.
I ate that fast.
So did I.
That's a little better. We didn't eat all day, did we?
Nope, this is our first meal of the day.
I don't believe you. Even a little.
Yeah, I just, I eat Big Macs. That's bad for me.
Just right out of the container.
Yeah, a couple tablespoons here.
That I do believe. That's why I don't like McDonald's mukbangs.
My stomach is making all these digestive noises. It's like, finally food. Eh? Or it's like, grrr, McDonald's again?
Yeah. That's how bodies always react to McDonald's, is grrr.
Give me fruits and vegetables. Give me fruits and vegetables. Shut up.
So we'll be pooping soon.
Whenever I breathe, it goes, brr. That's weird. I'm glad I'm getting that colonoscopy, see what's going on in there.
I don't even have words. I'm genuinely a little bit shocked. I don't know how to react to that. Well, guys, that will be it from me. So I'm horrified at the last video. All of this talk of colonoscopies and filming post-colonoscopies and knowing Chantal, she might actually do that, has me more than a little bit upset. The pumpkin patch showed a great amount of potential, but just like every other time where she's done anything, she squandered it, right? She didn't plan well enough. She didn't book anything. She didn't do anything particularly interested. She just went there, bought some fudge, ate a little in the car, went home and ate some more. And I'm not even surprised. I don't even know why I'm surprised anymore. I don't know why I'm continuously surprised by her inability to do anything. my takeaway from watching these 3 videos is that Chantal has done 0 planning. I think she'll make the 30 days. I genuinely do. And I think that 99% of them are going to be mukbangs. We might get another vlog in there. We might get a cookbang in there, but most of them are going to be centered around her eating. Even the ones that aren't technically mukbangs. That's it. That's all there is. Anyway, I'm going to go do things that aren't this. After watching Chantal, I think I need to go bleach my entire brain. So I'm going to go do that. I'll let you guys know how it worked out. In the meantime, remember, I am Jasmine, the sequel, and I am not relatable. Peace.